All right, welcome student to a deeply mythic explainer. Today we're stepping far away from the mundane everyday and we're crossing over into a genuinely grim, dark Gothic fable. This is a philosophical journey pulled straight from the Mercurial Legendarium. We're going to be following a figure known simply as the Baron, tracking his absolute, terrifying descent into the void. At its core, this is a story about the complete negation of the known world and that solitary, flickering light that somehow remains when literally everything else is gone. So let's dive into this dark descent and explore the foundational fable of the sovereign soul.
Primordial silence, a blank white vellum. I really want you to just let that sink in for a second, student. In the Baron's universe, the world is undergoing this horrifying philological collapse. And we're not just talking about physical destruction here. It is the absolute erasure of history. It's the decay of meaning itself, the literal dissolution of the word. Imagine every single thing that grounds humanity, every text, every historical anchor, the very language we use to even make sense of reality, just wiped completely clean. All that's left is an empty, silent page, a blank white vellum. This is the desolate, unforgiving stage where our fable begins.
Picture the Baron's realm right now. It's defined by the cold anti-light. This is the mechanized captivity of the Iron City, a place entirely governed by the cosmic creed, which is essentially pure, chilling, mechanical logic. It's a world of absolute, sterile precision. But standing in total defiance of this vast, ordered emptiness is one single, stubborn anomaly, the burning lamp. It is the divine spark, and the beautiful thing about it is its absolute indifference to the Baron's cold logic. It's the ultimate symbol of fierce inner sovereignty, a defiant warmth actively pushing back against this creeping logical despair.
Now, to really grasp why this lamp is such a game changer, we have to understand the era the Baron is suffering through. It's called the sloughing. Basically, this is the relentless stripping away of human meaning. It's the process of grinding every ounce of philosophical certainty into dust until literally nothing but an empty void remains. If you know your Nietzschean philosophy, you can think of this as the ultimate descent into passive nihilism. It's this dark, heavy period where the old world and the very language that built it are just being systematically and ruthlessly dismantled.
Section 1. The Weimar Window, a signal in the valley.
So, looking down from this cosmic void into the valley below, we spot the first real manifestation of this defiant lamp. The Baron is standing there under the cold anti-light of the great star of negation, but he becomes completely transfixed by this tiny, distant amber rectangle in a Weimar studio window. And the key here: the light is completely indifferent to his precision. You see, the Baron considers himself the most correct man in the valley. His whole existence is bound by the rigid mechanical rules of his cosmic creed. Yet this tiny burning lamp just does not care about his rules. It represents a reality that his massive system of negation simply cannot consume.
Now, behind that distant glass, a woman is doing something that seems super simple. She's mixing yellow paint. But in the context of our mythos, this is actually a profound alchemical birth. It's the creation of yellow mercury. This represents the fluid intellect and the awakened mercurial spirit. It is the literal physical manifestation of creativity and human agency, rising up and glowing in stark defiance of the industrial cynicism outside. So while the Iron City is out there actively stripping away meaning, behind that window, meaning is literally being mixed by hand.
Section 2. The sideways step, from witness to architect.
This quiet, stubborn defiance of that little amber light forces a massive psychological shift within the Baron. Because think about it, how do you survive the total dissolution of the word? At first, the Baron was just a desperate witness, helplessly watching history be erased by the sloughing. But, prompted by that lamp, he takes what we call the sideways step, right to the very edge of the void, the absolute limit of negation. By watching the creation of yellow mercury, it hits him. Once all external meaning is gone, you can't be a passive witness anymore. You actually become the sole architect. It's now entirely on you to forge a new, internal truth from the ground up.
The lamp essentially acts as this exact threshold, at the edge of nothing, where nothing ends and the next thing, unnamed and unasked for, begins. I mean, what a powerful concept. This is the precise moment where mechanical despair shatters completely, and in its place, the terrifying yet unbelievably liberating discovery of your own newfound internal authority. The old world is dead and gone. Whatever this new unnamed thing is, it's now entirely in your hands.
Section 3. The Mountain's Crown, Relic of the Reclamation.
Let's shift our Gothic tale high up to the gray ash of the broken mountain.
Here, after the Baron makes his descent deep into his own psychological depths, a solitary shepherd makes a pretty startling discovery. The mountain is finished and empty. It literally has nothing left to teach. Sitting right there on the ash is a single abandoned lamp, and this signifies the absolute end of the old world's dissolution. The era of the sloughing has hit its terminal zenith. The destruction is 100% complete. The old structures are gone, leaving only the bare bedrock foundation of the individual left behind.
And the sheer power of this single, abandoned lamp is staggering. In this mythos, there's a terrifying entity called the Gray Spirit, basically a force of pure, unadulterated erasure. Yet the light from this lamp was so intense, so undeniably real, that it forced even the Gray Spirit to deviate from its path of destruction. It literally took a sideways step onto the ash, pausing, remembering what moss felt like and what it had meant to step on something living. That is how potent this light is. It held a memory of life so strong that it actively disrupted cosmic erasure.
Section 4. Birth of the Sovereign Soul. Okay, it's time to draw the threads of this dark fable together. The fact that the lamp is abandoned on the mountain means one very important thing. The reclamation is complete. The Baron, and really by extension any awakened individual, has successfully navigated the descent into their own darkest psychological depths. Down there at the very bottom of the void, they managed to reclaim the divine spark. Absolute interior sovereignty is achieved. Ultimately, the lamp is the supreme symbol of the soul transcending the mechanized captivity of the old world. It establishes a foundation that is unshakable, entirely self-authored, and deeply internal.
Which brings us right back to the beginning of our lesson. The old world's comforting certainty? It's gone. The cosmic creed has literally been ground into dust. The sloughing came through and left us with nothing but primordial silence and a blank white vellum. So I want to leave you with this final, absolutely critical question. What truth will you write upon your own blank vellum now that the cosmic creed is dust, student? Because the pen and the sovereign power to architect your own reality is now entirely yours.